Developing news this evening, the ongoing battle between the Department of Justice and former President Donald Trump over top secret and classified documents he took when he left the White House. Now that the special master has been named as of last night to review the materials seized during the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, as well as other papers material held there for more than a year until the federal government convinced Trump to hand them over, we asked legal experts today what could be next in the investigation. Suji Nam joins us from the federal courthouse in West Palm Beach with the latest.
The special master has until November 30th to fully review the approximately 100 classified documents. A former DOJ attorney tells me, however, it could be sooner than that. It's a 10-page order released Thursday, with the U.S. judge explaining why she's denying the DOJ's request for a partial stay in her injunction and how a third party will help with the investigation.
The only thing that even moderately, the only thing that stood out at all, I would say, was the fact that she did say start with the classified documents and make periodic reports, and potentially those documents may be available to the government earlier than originally anticipated.
Judge Raymond Dearie of the Eastern District of New York is a designated special master. He would need to review around 100 classified documents and present his findings to the court by the end of November. In her order, the judge writes in part, quote, "The government appears to suggest that it would suffer independent, irreparable harm from review of the documents by the court's designee with appropriate clearances and controlled access. That argument is meritless."
What ultimately will have to be decided, assuming that President Trump's team highlights certain documents and says that they're executive privilege, courts are going to have to rule on whether or not the former president can assert executive privilege.
The DOJ asserts that former President Donald Trump should not have had access to those documents once he left the Oval Office, and the special master will decide whether there were any executive or attorney-client privileges involved.
The Justice Department has certainly made the argument in this case that the people wanting to see it are part of the executive. Plus the whole issue of does the executive privilege survive the term of office?
And of course, we'll keep you updated on all the developments at the courthouse, both on air and online. In West Palm Beach, I'm Suji Nam for WPBF 25 News.